Buenas tardes, amigos. Bienvenidos a Cafecito con Masha. Tenemos gran entrevista el día de hoy. Ha sido una semana ocupada, bastante ocupada porque como muchos de ustedes saben, tenemos al Team Tutberitze en México y bueno, ya saben que ha sido una locura. He estado cubriendo el evento, tomando el seminario, así que bueno, pues ha habido muchas cosas bastante interesantes esta semana que ya estarán viendo. Ya estarán viendo, no les platico más. Nada más estén al pendiente del canal y de las redes sociales para que se enteren de todo lo que viene y de todo lo que estaré publicando. Amigos, por favor, suscríbanse a mi canal, síganme en mis redes sociales para que se enteren justamente de todas estas cosas, que se enteren de las entrevistas que vienen, de las próximas lives, de todo el contenido que estoy subiendo. No pueden dejar de seguirme y chicos, por favor, suscríbanse a este canal. También, por favor, sigan a Golden Skate para que se enteren de todas las noticias de patinaje y entren al foro porque la verdad es que los temas de discusión se ponen bastante buenos y de verdad se van a enterar absolutamente de todos los chismes del patinaje sobre hielo. Y recuerden que si quieren preguntar o hacer algún comentario, estaré leyendo únicamente los primeros 5 comentarios o preguntas hechos a través del super chat. Así que bueno, chicos, ya saben, recuerden que esos donativos que tan amablemente hacen a este canal es lo que me ha ayudado a seguir creciendo tanto. Hi guys, hi everyone. Welcome to Cafecito con Masha. Today we have an amazing interview. I'm very excited. It was a busy week because we have the Team Tutberitze in Mexico. And, you know, I'm covering the event. I'm also taking the seminar as a coach. So I've been pretty busy. So, guys, if you want to know, all the videos I will be posting on my channel, please follow me on my social media so you can learn about everything that's happening. Also, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet. And you will learn about the interviews that are coming, not only the figure skating interviews, but also the Road to Tokyo interviews because we have Olympics, Summer Olympics. So, I'll be having lots of interviews. And remember, if you want me to read a comment or a question at the end of the interview, please do it through the super chat. Thanks to those amazing donations you guys do to my channel, it's been growing so fast. And I also want to tell you, you have to go to Golden Skate. You will learn all the gossip, all the news, figure skating related, and also the forum is amazing. The discussions there are great. So just go. There's the webpage. So you have to do it. So I want to introduce our guests for today. We have an amazing Canadian pair team. I admire them so much. They have an amazing trajectory and they have done so much to the sport. So you will learn so much about them today. I want to introduce Kirsten Moore-Towers and Michael Marinaro. How are you guys? Welcome to Cafecito con Masha. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
I'm so excited. I mean, I've been wanting to have this interview for a long time, but things happen, life happens, and we haven't been able to do it until now. So finally.
Finally, we're here.
Yay! So guys, of course, we know it's been a crazy year for the whole world, and we will get into that a little bit later. But first, I want to talk, way back on your careers. You guys had different partners back then, back in the years. And in your case, Michael, you went to the Junior Worlds and won a silver medal with Purdy. And I would like to know what happened. Why did that partnership end?
Just came time to try something new. Kirsten gave me a call, and I jumped all over the opportunity to have a tryout with Kirsten, and one thing led to another, and here we are today.
I mean, it's amazing. I know it's very common in pairs to switch partners. It's weird when couples like Tessa Virtue and Scott Moyer skate together for 20 years. I mean, that's not like the usual thing. I know it's very common to be switching, but it must be hard. I mean, did you when you guys got together, was it hard to get adapted to new technique, new person?
Yes, definitely was much harder than either of us were expecting. We were expecting just to jump in and start flying right away. And it was definitely a couple years building process, much more difficult than either of us had anticipated.
I know, it must be crazy. And in your case, Kirsten, you were skating with Dylan Moskovich for a long time, and you actually went to your first Olympic Games in Sochi with him, and you won the silver medal in the team event. So, how was that whole first Olympic experience for you?
Oh gosh, it was amazing. I think regardless of how many games you go to, I think nothing compares to your first. I'm sure Mike can attest to that for Pyeongchang for sure. We had an amazing time. Obviously, we were so grateful to be a part of the team event. We skated the long program there and laid down a performance that we were proud of to contribute to Team Canada's silver medal. And I had a great time with Dylan. We had a fun partnership and a lot of nice memories in our 5 years, and certainly a ton of experience for sure.
I remember you skating with Dylan. Actually, I interviewed him a couple of months ago, and he remembers those Olympics, with a nice feeling. Like you said, your first Olympics, I think they have like a special place in your heart. And also, you guys did
Absolutely.
an amazing job. I mean, I remember watching the team event, and it was so amazing. I mean, I love team events, like always, because it's so cool to see guys who usually compete against each other, but in that moment, they are, like friends, companions. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah, it definitely. Sorry, it took me a second there. I was watching the performance. I haven't watched that in a while. It was fun to look back on. Yeah, team events are fun. I found the team event certainly more stressful than I found my individual event
Yeah.
because we're not used to skating with the pressure of the whole team. Usually, it's just for the two of us, and
Yeah.
it's for us. And so skating for Team Canada with, Scott Moyer sitting in the kiss and cry
I
box, I
know.
was feeling really intimidated. And how it went for our pair event in Sochi at the team event, we were super late. And so the only athlete that came to sit in the kiss and cry box was Scott Moyer.
Oh my
And
God.
that made me really, really nervous and stressed, but it all worked out okay. It was a good experience, and we were grateful for his support for sure.
I would be stressed too, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like huge. He's amazing.
Yes,
Also, he's so
absolutely.
good
Yeah.
looking. I know, like every girl in the world is in love with him.
Yeah, it was a lot. And obviously the whole team was cheering back at the in the village, I think. But yeah, it was special. It was goodness, I guess 7 years ago now,
I
and
know.
feels like yesterday and a lifetime ago all at once.
That is so great. And okay, so Sochi ended, and short after that, you ended the partnership with Dylan, and you guys started skating together. So going back to
Mhm.
that specific topic, so Kirsten called you, Michael, and then you tried out. So did you
Mhm.
know right away that this partnership was going to work?
Um, I don't know. That's a good question. We certainly, our elements worked okay right away. Okay, nothing was spectacular, as we all saw in the first year, for sure. First couple years, maybe. But it was more, I knew that it was the journey that I wanted to take with Mike. I had an Olympic silver medal, I had my Olympic experience, and I knew I had such a hunger to go again, and ideally to go again two more times
Mhm.
with the age that I was back then, and gosh, 7 years ago. And I just knew that I could have a great time in the journey with Mike. It's kind of cliche, but I wanted to enjoy my experiences and build a career and finish with a series of experiences and products that I could be proud of as a human and as an athlete. And regardless of how quickly or slowly our partnership came together, I do believe that we are doing that.
Yeah, of course. In your case, what are your comments, Michael?
It wasn't the most smoothest of tryouts. Actually, we had a couple pretty big hiccups, but luckily we've moved forward from that. We were doing a spiral, and I fell and landed on top of Kirsten's head. My
Oh my
chest
God.
drove
I
Kirsten's
heard.
head in.
And you had a concussion,
Day
right?
2 or day 3, I broke her nose, so it wasn't the ideal start that I was hoping for.
Oh
But
my God.
that one.
That is horrible.
I didn't know if he would want me to tell that story, so I just stayed away from it. But yeah, we did. I say we were both involved. We did break my nose pretty badly. I had 2 black eyes and
Oh my God.
a concussion. So I think it was day 3 or so, and it was on just a gliding spiral. It was really silly. It wasn't a twist or lift or anything cool or difficult. It was on a spiral. So really, it was only up from there.
Oh my God. I read about that. I didn't know it was like, like on the trials, but I read
Oh yeah.
about that and I didn't know about the broken nose. I heard about the concussion and that's it.
hmm
Oh
No, yeah, it
Jesus,
was bad.
that's awful.
My face was unrecognizable.
My God. Okay, so there must be some kind of chemistry if you guys kept skating together. I mean, that's like a good thing. A good thing. Oh God. So on 2018, you guys won the bronze on the Canadian Nationals, and that gave you a spot to go to the Olympics, like on the Olympic team for Canada. So
Yeah.
it was, Michael, your first Olympics and your second, Kirsten. So how
Mhm.
was this experience, this Olympic experience of you competing together?
Well, first qualifying for the games was probably one of the best days of my life, if not the best. Was a roller coaster season leading into it before, and we were ranked 4th leading into that season. We knew we had to battle right from September all the way through January to get that spot, all accumulating at the national championships to a pretty solid performance, then to me leading to bawling my eyes out on national TV as we for the games. Wasn't my most proudest. Well, it was my most proudest moment, but a little embarrassing that I cried on national TV there.
Well, that happens. And how was it for you, Kirsten?
Yeah, I tell this story a lot. It's one of my favorites because I have had the privilege of going to 2 Olympics, as we've mentioned, and my journey to get there was polar opposite, I would say. For Sochi, Dylan and I were fairly well established within the world of Canadian pair skating, and we certainly had to do our job at nationals to qualify, but with the 3 spots that Canada had earned, it was pretty set that we were comfortably able to get on that team. But for Mike and I, we were heavy underdogs. And the year prior to the Olympic year, we had placed 3rd at Canadian Nationals, and Skate Canada elected not to send us to the World Championships. So, as Mike mentioned, we knew that in order to be picked for Olympics, we not only had to be 3rd or higher, we needed to prove ourselves for the whole season. And
So
it had us, yeah, it was stressful, and also it made us set a plan early on in the summer to compete often and to compete well. And for me, I felt I had the additional pressure of not wanting to mess it up for Mike. I had been before and Mike hadn't, and I didn't want to be the reason that he wasn't able to go. So there, obviously being an athlete is extremely difficult, and there are varying degrees of stress at every level. But this was a position that, gosh, was so tough to be in. But because of that, the reaping the rewards is so much sweeter. So when you ask me if which Olympic experience is my favorite, it's not the one where I won an Olympic medal. It's when we came. I think we came 11th. We had performances that were good for us, but not resulting in anything huge. But the journey to get there is something that I don't know if I'll even ever experience again. It was that special for us.
Yeah, I get it. It has like a very special meaning for you guys. And talking
Absolutely.
about stressful moments, I remember there was a World Championships where the other Canadian team had a very bad short program, and you guys were the only Canadian team, to qualify Canada for the next World Championships. So you had to place 10th place or higher. I remember that, and you actually did an amazing job, and you placed 6th, I believe, overall.
Yeah.
I mean, that was huge. That was wow. I don't know how you did it because you were injured. You didn't skate for
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
time before. Tell us
Goodness,
about that.
you've done your research. I
Of
was going to tell you
course.
that. The interesting part of that was, I was injured actually at the Olympics after the competition when we were doing our training, just practicing casually for the World Championships. I
Mhm.
just had a bit of an overuse injury that just got worse and worse and worse, and to the point where when we were training for Worlds, when we arrived in Italy for the championships, we had not done a full run through of our short or free
Wow.
program since the Olympic Games. And not only did we not do a run through of either program, we also didn't know if my ankle would hold up to do a throw. So in order to make sure we could do it in the program, we didn't warm it up. And by the time the day came for our long program, we thought, oh my goodness, I hope this ankle can hold up to do 2 throw triples within a 5-minute span of
Oh, wow.
time. So it was stressful, not only because, as you mentioned, we were the only team to qualify for the free, but also we didn't know if we could finish our free. We just had
That's
no
so
idea.
awful.
So
Wow.
it was, I remember standing backstage with Mike, and we had 3 coaches there with us, and all of them so nervous that they were just chatty, just like talking to us, and with obviously great intentions, trying to help us.
Yeah.
But we ended up having to walk ourselves, just the 2 of us, to the other end of the hallway to have private moments because everyone was just willing us to get through this program. And
Wow.
we
And
were
you had
very,
your
very
personal
proud.
best. I mean, you beat
Yeah.
your personal best, and that's amazing. I mean, I love these kind of stories when, like everything seems impossible, but at the end, everything works out.
Yeah,
It's like that
for
moving
sure.
moment.
It's kind of like we don't want to do it again, but it's like cool to look back on, but I never want to do it
Well,
again.
it's a nice story you can tell to your kids. So
Yes.
that's so great. I mean, I love that. So, okay, I would like to know what was the best competition for you guys together? The best moment.
You want to go?
2018 national qualifying for the games by far. Nothing has come close to that yet. Hopefully this season we can top that, but that was by far the standout moment of our partnership.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me too.
I thought so.
I
Yeah.
look back on it, not often, but I look back on it and am very emotional still 3 years later.
Oh, that's so sweet. So, of course, like we were saying, 2020 was a crazy year for the whole world. I mean, lots of terrible things have been happening, and it took a toll on the sports, of course. But in Canada, in particular, it was very hard because I think Canada had like very tough COVID restrictions. And in general, figure skating was very affected. I mean, you guys couldn't
Mm.
skate much, couldn't compete at all. I mean, I think the only Canadian who could compete was Keegan, right? So it was very hard for you. And I know it was like a very stressful year because you guys had to get ready for the World Championships and you didn't even have a national. So, how
Mhm.
did you guys manage all the stress, all the, how could you get ready, prepare for the competition?
Well, it was a bit of a bleep show, I'll
Mm,
say. It was difficult to prepare for competitions and have them be canceled, and not only that, but to see our competitors from other countries having opportunities to compete. And we were grateful that Skate Canada was making the health of its athletes a priority.
mm,
But of course, at the end of the day, we knew it was likely that we would be expected to earn Olympic spots at a World Championships with not a ton of preparation in competition. We did do one virtual event.
yeah.
Quite frankly, it's just not the same.
No, of course not.
You can't quite prepare for competition jitters and adrenaline and how you might
Exactly. Yes.
react to that, except for in an actual competition. So our coaches were fantastic at keeping us motivated all season. We were pretty good together at having goals each day, set out big goals and little goals to try to keep ourselves on track. We're pretty self-motivated people in general, but it certainly can get discouraging, especially when you know that you will likely have that end goal of being at a World Championships, and of course we expect the best from ourselves, and wanted to keep moving up the ranks as we were doing last season. So it just, it was a tough year for sure.
Yeah, I get
Yes.
it. I mean, I think that it can be very stressful to know that the other countries are training more than you are able to and competing more than you are able to. And I think that can be, like tricky in the mind.
For sure. For sure.
And you were
Yes,
going to say something.
training wasn't really a problem leading into the event. We had lots of ice time. The biggest concern for us was we had no competition practice. It's pretty hard to step out at the World Championships for your first event of the season. So that being said, we knew we had to make a big plan leading into that. And our 8 weeks leading into the World Championships was probably one of our most difficult and heavy 8 weeks plans that we've had to date. And so that's something we're going to take forward with us onto next year.
Wow. And
Yeah, we had the ability of, because we were not having so many events, we really played around with our training plan. Our coach, we're coached by Allison Perkis and Bruno Marcotte, and Allison was creating plans for us to try to figure out how we can build rise and fall within our training season in order to get a really solid plan kind of nailed down before next season. Obviously, it's a big one next season. So we tried to make use of our time. I think one of the biggest things we felt at Worlds was we were not seen to get any of our levels called. So we did have a few surprises at the World Championships with just not understanding why we got the levels that we received. And typically we would figure these things out in September or maybe even before then. So we left Sweden thinking we were proud of our long program, our free program, but we would be proud and happy with that program if we were September. And so it's just a little bit of a tricky situation because it kind of is the first event like September, but it's the World Championships. So we're hoping to have a vastly different experience next year.
I really hope so. I mean, I think that most of the athletes try to take advantage of the bad situation, like if you can't compete, you can, use that time to perfect some elements or something, so that's maybe a good thing because you had much more time than usually have to practice the elements in, separate. So of course I imagine that it was very discouraging when the nationals got canceled because that was like, just before World Championships, and I can imagine that you guys were expecting to compete there.
Yeah, we were hoping for it. The way the situation was going in Canada, we weren't necessarily expecting it, but certainly hoping for the best. What we were a little bit, I wouldn't say fearful of, but hesitant to do, it would be to compete in nationals virtually because we did have that challenge experience virtually, and it just, it's so difficult to find a way to make it fair. I think Skate Canada did a great job of holding it, and it definitely served its purpose. But it's impossible to ensure that all of the competition hubs have the same sort of guidelines and even people watching or people in the building. For example, Mike and I had no one in the building except for our coaches. So it's kind of like dead silence, there's no energy, but some hubs in Quebec were having their training mates watching and cheering for them. And so it's impossible to have a national championships virtually in a way that is fair and done in just. And so we were relieved to have it canceled as opposed to virtually, but of course we would have loved to try to fight for our third national title.
So you went to the World Championships and did an amazing job. I mean, like you said, you had some surprises. You placed sixth overall. So how was the whole experience at World Championships with all the restrictions, being locked down at the hotel and just going, to the competition and back? How was the whole thing?
Yes, we had no idea what to expect on the ice, off the ice, traveling over there. We hadn't traveled overseas in a year. Everything was kind of territory, but the ISU did an awesome job. Everybody was safe. Everything was extremely well organized. It was it was way better than we could even have hoped for. We were a little bit skeptical going in, but everything was ran extremely smoothly, and we felt very, very safe over there.
That's amazing.
It was great too that it was in that building in Sweden, because it was the absolute perfect venue. It was just a perfect series of events that's where that's the venue that was chosen, because it was fantastic. We thought we would be a little bit worse off or stressed not being outside. But you get so busy when you're competing, and they did have a rooftop terrace, so we could get some fresh air if we needed. And I just, like Mike said, we didn't know what to expect, but I couldn't have hoped for more. They did a fantastic job.
And I think that also the skaters were so excited to compete again, like in a big competition with some audience, that I think nobody didn't even care if they couldn't go out. I mean, it was just the thrill of competing again.
Absolutely.
So that's amazing. And what would you say is the strategy now for this next season? I mean, right now you are the top pair team in Canada, but there are also great skaters like like now we have Eric Radford and Vanessa James, new team. I mean, that's crazy. I don't even know what to expect there. I think it's going to be amazing. We have Trent and what's the name of this girl?
Evelyn.
I mean, they are great too, and they are improving so much. So, what's the strategy now that you have? You have the shortest time. I mean, it's just a few months to get your Olympic spot.
It's very similar.
I think.
Giver.
Go ahead, Mike.
It's very similar to last time. We were building right from August all the way through, and we're kind of going to take the same approach. We're going to be ready, guns firing come August, and we're going to be ready to compete against Radford and James right away in September, and see where the cards fall. But we're gunning for that top spot for sure.
I think you guys are doing an amazing job right now. I mean, you have been climbing since the beginning, and it's like right now you are on the top. You just need, like this little push, but you are there. I mean, sixth place at the Worlds is like a great, great place, and I am sure that this season is going to be so huge for you guys. I mean, the growth is amazing. I mean, it shows from year to year, like it's so obvious that everybody can see it,
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
we credit a lot of that to Julie Marcotte. She's been fantastic for us through our career.
Yeah.
We worked with her again on our free program this year on something that we hope that everybody will love. We're really excited about it, and we're actually using somebody new for our short program. So hopefully we will kind of spice it up a little bit. And sometimes I think it's always good to have new eyes, and especially with kind of this new wrench thrown into Canadian skating. We certainly are prepared to prove ourselves as number one, like Mike said, and we're willing to do anything to do it. I think what will be important is focusing within ourselves and our team. Sometimes there can be a lot of external things going on, and it can be difficult to focus inwards, and I think that will be extremely key for the two of us.
Well, I'm sure this is your year. So just keep working, because you, of course, are working amazingly. So you just keep doing what you're doing. And that's it.
Thank you so much.
That will be enough. And there's something I want to talk about, the team event. Okay, so we know that in the past Olympics, Canada has medaled. But then after Pyeongchang, Patrick Chan retired, Tessa and Scott, Eric Radford and Megan, Caitlin Osmond, Gabby Delman. Well, she's coming back, but so the strong team is out, and now it's like you're alone, at the highest level, but you need, in every discipline, you need someone as strong as you. So what do you think is going to happen? I mean, we saw it now in the team event at the World Championships, and of course, Canada has an excuse right now, because, like we were saying, Canada didn't even get the chance to compete or train as the other countries. But what do you think is going to happen for the Olympics? I mean, it's hard. Russia right now, it's killing it. Like, oh my God, they're crazy. I mean, it's amazing how these guys
Yeah.
are skating. But
Yeah. Agreed.
also, United States has a strong team, and Italy is going there. I mean, not so strong, but they're there. France has good skaters. I mean, Japan, of course,
Japan
Japan.
is looking
Why
great.
am I
Yeah.
forgetting these guys? These guys are amazing. I mean, like right now, the top teams are just the guys who medaled at the team event at the World Championships. So we would love to see Canada again on the podium. But what do you think is going to happen? How do you see your teammates in Canada?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you said it. We had a crazy, record-breaking, world record-making Canadian team in 2018, and I think we were all spoiled.
Yeah,
This is crazy to happen at once. To have four disciplines of just extremely great athletes. It's what we're seeing in Russia and USA right now, as you mentioned. It's
yeah,
it's just superb skating, and I think now for Mike and I, we focus on our part and what we can do for Canadian skating. The team is young and somewhat inexperienced at this time because everyone is so young. I don't know what will happen next year. I know that everybody is working hard and building. It sounds like a politically correct answer. We know, everybody knows kind of what people say about Canadian skating, but I think that a rebuild is inevitable every
yeah.
so often, and that's something that Canada is going through right now. Again, Mike and I will focus on our part and cheering everybody on. We are like the best cheerleaders you could ever imagine, ever.
Yeah.
And we certainly contributed, I think, to the team event in Pyeongchang as cheerleaders as they took that Olympic gold medal. But yeah, it's going to be tough for sure. As you
Yeah.
mentioned, there are extremely strong countries, and we'll just be trying our best.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think it was like what? Sorry. Go ahead.
there's a lot of exterior factors happening around us right now that we're just going to focus on ourselves and put ourselves in the best position that we can help Canada the best we can, hopefully, in the team event.
Yeah. I mean, I think the bad luck here was that like everybody retired on the same season. Like usually it goes
Absolutely,
like
yeah.
like this, but not this
Yeah.
time. I mean, I really hope that Canada gets like the best skaters to the team event because it's like like a tradition now. Like Canada wins
Yes.
medals at the team event, so that must
Yeah.
happen. So I really hope that like the team can be strong enough to be fighting for the medals. I know it's hard, but let's be honest. I mean, Japan has great skaters in the men and in the ladies, but not pairs or dance. So if Canada has like a strong team, it could be fighting like really hard. That's
Yeah, I mean,
what I
we're
think.
gonna fight regardless. We train with the Japanese pair team, who have been
Yeah,
steadily improving, and I think that has been the excitement for Japan. That it's been a
of
long time
course.
since they've had a team that's this good. But yeah, you need to have all four disciplines. You need a strong team, and we're not involved in the strategy of that. We're just kind of doing our part over here, and hoping to be selected for the team event first and foremost. We haven't been selected yet, but we will be pushing to prove ourselves for sure, and then hopefully to helping Canada out in that area.
I know. I mean, this is going to be such an exciting season. I can't wait for it to start. I want to see like everybody.
We can wait. We can wait a little.
Oh,
Just wait a little.
I know. So, okay, we have a couple of questions from the audience. Someone is asking, do you have the music for your new programs?
Well, yes, we have. I don't know if we're ready to share with you. We didn't discuss that before today. I think we're going to keep that for a little while. A funny story about our short. We did think that we had short music before Worlds. We had it for a long time. And the music that we selected was a composition by Eric Radford.
Oh my
And
God, that's amazing.
with this new news, we have elected. It's a beautiful piece of music. We have elected not to use it.
Yeah.
But because of that, because we kind of thought we knew the direction we were going, we don't know. We don't know.
Oh my God.
If you know, give us a suggestion. We're happy to take suggestions.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a funny story.
Yeah, it's funny. It wasn't so funny in the moment when we realized, shoot, maybe we can't use this music anymore. But
He's like,
it's okay. We can laugh about it now.
Yeah. I get it. Oh my God, that's like so uncomfortable. But Eric is amazing. So, oh my God. Okay, and last question from the audience: what's your favorite program? I mean, I think they're asking about your programs.
Mike?
Probably our free program in 2018, just because of all the great moments that it led to. We definitely took some big leaps with our free program that year, and it paid off. So I'm going to have to say the free program of the 2018 season.
Same for you, Kirsten?
No, I think it's the free program from 2019-2020, which was Carry You. We had a lot of success with that program. We had a great time creating it. It was a piece of music that is super near and dear to our choreographer, Julie's heart. And I think because of that, she put so much of her heart into the choreography. And we felt that right alongside. And we were hoping to take that program to a world medal at Montreal Worlds, and really felt like we were building well and on the right track to do that. So I think that would be my favorite.
Nice. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you for doing this interview. I mean, this was a lot of fun. I believe that everybody's very happy to, learn like so many inside things from this team. And like I said, I just can't wait. I really want to see you guys skating for the next season, to see what will be the programs and all. And of course, waiting for you to qualify for the Olympics, the team event, and everything. Like I said, this is your year, so just keep training like you're training, keep doing what you're doing, and I'm sure that everything will be perfect for you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us. That was fun.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Follow these guys on their social media so you can learn about the new programs at some moment when they let us know. And please, guys, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet. Follow me on my social media so you can learn about all the gossip, all the news, and everything. And of course, my interviews, the next interviews. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Michael, Kirsten. You are amazing. Hugs and have a nice weekend. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, you too.
Thank you.